Alright, what's going on, guys? So for this video, originally I wanted to do like a full-on H2O vlog recap type video, and that didn't really work out how I planned. I mostly took the time to just be hanging out with friends and visiting with people I don't get to see very often, and so I didn't want to be filming the whole time. That's pretty much the main reason we go to the show, is to hang out with friends we only get to see once a year because they live far away. I've got people I've known from the Perrucci forums and stuff like that that live in Canada and Virginia, and this is the one show where we all come together and get to hang out for a weekend. It's also just a really busy weekend. There's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of different meets, a lot of hanging out with different people, running around, driving up and down the strip. So with all of that and the fact that it was a vacation, I think filming on top of that was just a little more than I wanted to do. But I did film some stuff, and we're gonna check that out here in just a second. But since we got home and I was reviewing the footage, it brought a couple things to mind that I wanted to talk about real quick before we check that stuff out. So the first thing is, should you attend the show? Should you attend H2Oi? Now, I know if you're in the car scene, you see a lot of stuff on the internet about this show. The craziness, all the cops, all the madness that goes on, the burnouts, the partying, people getting tickets, getting towed. Now for me, that's not what the show is all about. I mean, like I said, we go to hang out with our friends that we don't get to see very often and be able to have our cars there and check out everyone else's cars and see all the work that people have been doing on their stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, it is fun and entertaining to see people do stupid stuff on the strip, but that's not why we're there. We're not there to cause trouble and stuff like that. And I saw a couple of people on Twitter saying, I don't know why anyone would want to go to H2OI, or somebody even asked me if maybe they'll go next year, if they should go. And I think this is definitely one of those shows where it's about bringing people together. People come from all over the country for this, so it just depends. If you got the right group of people with you, I say absolutely that's what it's all about, is hanging out with your friends. And I think Ocean City is definitely a really cool place to do that. The atmosphere, all the cars that just take over the town for the weekend, and just cruising up and down the strip with your friends is really fun. So maybe H2OI isn't the show for you. Maybe it's Gatlinburg or Simply Clean or something like that. It just depends where all your people are going to come together. Also, for any other video creators out there watching this, just wanted to share a little something that I learned. Even though I didn't film that much, I'm really glad I did film what I did, because now I've got this footage to help remember parts of the trip. I didn't realize how much you actually forget after you get home. We're gonna see I've got some footage of the drive up, which was really insane. This was the longest trip that I've ever done. It was really cool driving through so many different states. We went through South Carolina, North Carolina, eastern part of Virginia, and then up into Maryland. So I've got footage of a good bit of the drive, and then we're also going to see some Friday night footage out on the strip. So yeah, this was a really long drive, but it actually wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, and it was definitely worth it because it was a lot of fun to have a car up there and be able to cruise the strip. And speaking of all the different states, I'm going to mention this in the footage. I don't know why this was so interesting to me, but I really like seeing all the different states that get represented at this show. People come from all over. I think every single state on the East Coast was represented at H2OI. And then there's people who came from parts of Canada like Ontario and Quebec, so I think that is really cool. But I think I've said enough. I'm gonna stop talking. We're gonna jump into some of this footage and give you a little taste of H2OI. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hopefully you can hear me right now. We're on our way to H2O. We're currently in Raleigh, North Carolina. We drove from Atlanta last night, stayed overnight in Raleigh. We're currently on our way to Virginia Beach. Got a little 3-hour drive, meeting up with some people there, and then going the rest of the way to Ocean City. Just crossed into Virginia. So this is really random, but one of the things I like doing on road trips is looking at all the different license plates you see from all the different states. I've seen a lot of Florida, like a lot, like at least 5 or more. Only one other Georgia, and I just saw one Mississippi.